Good morning from Johannesburg. We are here today and very honored to speak to Rodney de Koch, who is a business coach and has a passion for young people and helping them get into the industry. Rodney, welcome.
Thank you very much. Nice to be here.
Wonderful to talk to you. I've seen your face everywhere.
Absolutely.
You certainly have been moving all over the world, influencing people. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Rodney.
All right. I'm South African, born, bred and raised. I schooled in Johannesburg. In fact, I can still remember when we talk about media, I used to sell newspapers on the streets to fund my grade 11 and grade 12 schooling fees. I still remember my very first job as an executive was with the J&J Group, and I was the CEO of one of their subsidiaries, First South Solutions. And our offices was down the road from Jan Smuts Avenue, and every now and then when we're in the boardroom, I would point to my guest and say, "You see that young man out there selling newspapers? I used to be him many, many years ago." And they're astounded. So they see the glory, but they don't know the story. So there's plenty to talk about. So that's me. I've been in the industry for over 30 years. I spent my time with some of the OEMs. I was blessed and very fortunate to spend some time traveling the world. I worked for government. I was in the public sector. I spent some time in various countries. We have 5 hubs around the world as South African embassies. We have about 123 embassies and consulates and high commissions.
That's incredible.
My job as the director and later CIO was to look after our communications, our network, our satellite, and making sure that communications is shared and secured and safe wherever our principals, our presidents, ministers, DGs, and public officials travel. So I spent about 12 years in the public sector. And I spent about 16 years of my life in the private sector, you know, with some large OEMs, with IBM and Microsoft and Oracle. I was fortunate and very blessed to live in the Middle East, so I speak some Arabic. I was also in France and some of those other countries. So I enjoyed the travel. It was good, but after 16 years, I decided to come back home. And I spent some time with our local companies. I spent some time with the late Hamilton Ratchafola just before he passed. I think I was fortunate to spend 2.5, 3 years with him here in South Africa with IBM. And then COVID hit us, and then I had to pivot, I had to make changes, and then I decided to move into more coaching, business strategist, assisting and guiding and helping companies to do that. It took a while to get off the ground because it wasn't very easy during those times, but eventually it actually got to a place. I started doing roundtables and strat sessions and workshops and seminars, and that's how gradually I started. It's like my paying it forward sort of motto, and that's what I actually did. So I spend now a lot of time as a mentor at university for students, which I love. I lecture at UJ as an industry visiting lecturer and also serve as the chairperson of Rhodes University ICT Advisory Board. So it's been good. The youngsters are hungry, they are eager, they want to learn. They need to learn, they need some guidance. Obviously, my big thing is to be able to create that bridge between academia and the real world. So bring those through together and share with them what is it that's needed. You know, like the type of questions the students will ask me, where are the jobs? What are the lacking skills in this country? And if you look from the top down, it's full stack developer, it's Java, it's cybersecurity, it's cloud engineer, it's business analyst, it's project manager, it's sales executive, etc. If you look at the top 10 jobs currently right now needed in South Africa, or maybe even in EMEA, that's high in demand for that.
Absolutely.
So we're in a good space. That's just a little bit of where I am, what am I doing, and what are the passions that I love, enjoy.
So we have a lot of students, young people that come from high school, and they want to get into IT. I think it's something that stands out about Africa. Kids are very, very hungry for education, as you just said. IT obviously is something that's everywhere, and we have a lot of young people looking at the videos that we post. So I want to ask you, one of the questions we get a lot is them looking up at people like yourself, very successful, years of experience. How did you get into IT as a career?
Now I'm going to reveal my age. Okay, I started off right at the bottom. right at the bottom. I don't know if they even had it. Those days there used to be a company. Today it's called Bank Surf Africa. Okay. In the olden days it used to be called ACB, the Automated Clearing Bureau.
Yes.
That was the clearing bureau that used to clear all the checks and the transactions for all of the different banks.
I worked at the bank.
And my task was at the time to actually work as a computer operator. So it's a hard job. You work long shifts. You do data capturing. Yes. You do very menial tasks. So the whole idea is you got to learn to understand the capture of the data, the input, the output, the process. That is the type of stuff that is very important. And way back then, UNISA and some of these universities, they used to have this course called Computer Science 1-to-1 or Course 101, etc., where it talks to you about the operating systems, it talks to you about computer systems, it talks to you about information systems, where you can understand where you must start right at the bottom. I'm not going to talk about the punch cards in those or the mag tapes, otherwise you'll really know I'm going back a while. But nevertheless, my big advice to youngsters and students and matriculants, not all of them are going to university.
Yep.
Some of them obviously going into the job market.
Yes.
And they want to know, what do I need to do to get into the job market? Yes. Find an area, look for yourself and say, what is the big thing that is hitting our industry, our country today? Oh, cybersecurity. Okay. Oh, cloud. Okay. Oh, customer experience. Or project management. Or can I be a Java or web designer or digital marketing? Then you find and look at a company such as CompTIA and look at the TVET colleges that actually has these introductory courses, which are short courses that can introduce you to that. So it prepares you better. Yes. You don't have to wait a whole 3 years or 4 years for a degree. In 3 months or 6 months, you can pick up a certification course in either cybersecurity or in journey to cloud or data analytics or business analysis. So those are some of the encouraging things that you could actually do. So don't be despondent. If you didn't get to university, it's okay. It's not the end of the road. There are other alternatives. And the TVET colleges are currently available, and there's even sponsorships to them.
Yeah.
You know, there's the NSFAS, there's the MICT SETAs, there's the other different types of SETAs. So the TVET colleges are really well positioned, and we have over 200 TVET colleges in this country. We have 27 universities. We have over 1 million students that are trying to get into each university.
That's correct.
And only about 100,000 will be for the first year. So the TVET colleges are ready. It's open. Institutions such as CompTIA are ready to be able to embrace and take that on. And that's where I started. I used to do things like DBase 3 and programming and C++. And even in the early days, the Microsoft courses, the Novell courses, you know, do the short courses, because those are the things that really gears you up. Then you can actually eventually start becoming what we call a subject matter expert or an SME, because you now specialize. You must also decide, am I sales people orientated, or am I technical, or am I in the background, or am I in the hardware, or am I more in the leadership? So you need to also say, what is it that is your passion? And you can take IT and you can choose where do you want to be, in front of the customer, at the back office, presenting, designing, etc., etc. So there are various options for that. Our matriculants that didn't go to university, if he or she spends a year at a TVET college or at a CompTIA institute or do a few certifications in a very focused field, be it project management or business analysis or cybersecurity or whatever it is, if he or she spends a full year in that, they are more productive and more sought after than a graduate that has to wait after 3-4 years to come out, because they have the practical experience and they can immediately be active. Hence, company will look at those. And you know, companies such as yourself are in a good position to do that.
Yes.
Because it's a quick turnaround time.
It is.
It's a quick turnaround time.
Definitely.
And in a year, I can learn a lot more in a specific field, get certified with practical experience, and be more employable
That's 100%.
than another. So
Absolutely.
those are some of the options that I want to share.
You touched a little bit on it, because I think one of the things that's very important for young people is to take your career into your own hands. You cannot wait for somebody else to do it for you, to help you. You need to be inquisitive and you need to do things.
Yes, very important. I remember many, many years ago, my son asked me, Dad, what is it I asked him, what do you want to do? He says, I want to be like you. I said to him, no, you must be better than me. So I said to him, okay, go and have a look and see what is it that you want to do. So he did look at the newspaper, and he opened the newspaper, and he came back after a while and says, 2 jobs pays the most, finance and IT.
Oh.
Obviously he chose finance, okay, because I did IT.
Okay.
But the whole idea is the top jobs today, right now, is finance and IT.
Yep.
It's one of the big, most rewarding environments. And I'm in IT, and I want to encourage for them to grab hold of their careers. Get good at what you do, but you just got to get going.
Yes. So you mentioned earlier that you do a lot of coaching and help students at university.
Yep.
Obviously, one of the biggest issues we have in this country is the lack of jobs. So can you tell us a little bit about how do you help the students at university, and what advice at the same time do you have for young people who've done a course? How do I get into a company? What are the options available? Because you talked about helping people more on the entrepreneur side.
You know, most of our universities actually have this section where it's called technopreneurship. It's technology and entrepreneurs and bringing that together. Now, under the guidance of Professor Stella Bavuma at UJ, I'm fortunate to sit on that board for the last 3 years. It's headed up by Rodney Mabukela. It's called the Technopreneurship Center.
Okay.
Its primary focus is actually to take the youngsters and allow them to actually be themselves. What I mean by that, we run hackathons. We get some sponsorships from any one of those multinational companies out there to sponsor the youngsters for a weekend and run these hackathons. So these youngsters sit for the whole weekend and they code. And after a while, I actually take that finished or unfinished product and commercialize it, such as Ria via ticketing, such as any one of those other things that is out there. So instead of getting the youngsters to look for a job, the idea planted into their head is create jobs.
Okay.
That's the technopreneurship spirit and model that is coming through. So in that way, 2 or 3 of them come together, and that's how I mentor. In my mentorship program by Professor Pedi and the MIT program that I've been fortunate to be selected as one of, is to actually allow these youngsters, 2 or 3 of them, to get together, start your own business, a coding business, digital marketing, web design, Java development, CV writing, whatever it is you want to do, taxations, writing applications or accounting packages for the taxis, or for small businesses, or for small entrepreneurs. What we're trying to do is to plant a seed. Don't think I'm going to look for a job, but rather create the job. And a lot of the universities are currently moving and have a similar model like that. The one that I'm currently talking about is the one that I'm actively engaged in for the last 3 years, which is University of Johannesburg, the Technopreneurship Center. And that's a message. It works.
Yes.
It
Brilliant.
works. It works. It's brilliant.
Absolutely. So my last question to you is, tell me a little bit about what is exciting you right now. What is it that you're going to work on in 2026 that you can share with us?
I'm very fortunate that 2025 has been a good year. I've had about 4 international projects that I worked with in Thailand, in India, in Botswana, and in the Middle East. This year, 2026, I'm very focused because I'm spending some time next month in Kigali. I'm going to Rwanda as a program that's run by the United Nations and the Ministry of Education. It's AI. It's the future of work. And what are the learnerships, and how do you actually work with what you have in an AI world and making sure that our students, our learners are ready. Now, a lot of people says AI will take the jobs, AI will take the jobs, AI will do this. You need to be able to adapt and utilize AI for what,
100%.
for where you want to use it.
Yes.
So this session that I'm doing next month, I'm presenting a paper in Kigali, in Rwanda. It's around building around our learnerships, making sure that our students understand, and it's run by the Ministry of Education in Rwanda.
Okay.
The students understand what is at stake, what do I need to do, how do I adapt, how do I adopt, and how do I actually get in line or get on the bus to make sure I don't get left behind.
Yes.
And it's the whole future of work. What do I need to study, or what do I need to read, or what do I need to research on so that I can have a job? It's called the future of work. What work will look like in a year's time, 2 years' time, 3 years' time. 10 years' time from now. And AI is shaping that. How we work, how we dress, how we eat, how we educate, how we care, how we move, how we socialize. AI is really involved. It's not that AI came overnight. It's been here for a while.
That's true.
It's only that it's realized itself a lot more in today and tomorrow and for the future. Absolutely. So my 2026 is really looking good. I'm doing a few more international projects. I'm spending time with our local. We have a very vibrant and a very alive local industry. I'm enjoying the roundtables. I'm spending more time also with my students, which is important. And that is my paying it forward. You know, in the words of the late Wangari Maathai, the former Kenyan minister, she said, unless you plant a seed, you water it, you nurture it, you watch it grow. You're just talking. You've done nothing yet.
Very true.
That's my thing.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Rodney. It was lovely to chat to you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for coming in. And sadly, that concludes my discussion with Rodney de Koch. I had a great time, and I hope you enjoy the content that we put together for you today. If you want to link up with Rodney, please look him up on LinkedIn. We will put a link below this video. I think that he has the most amazing, exciting, interesting life. And we could probably have talked for another hour, but sadly we have to stop it here. So please link with Rodney on LinkedIn. Go learn more about the projects that he's working on, because I think he's doing some exciting things for the young people in our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That was wonderful. Thank you so much, Rodney.